shot score! Do it again, shot score! Do it again, skin in the ice, 1,000 miles an hour, go for right die in a nuclear war, shot score! Do it again, shot score! Do it again, skin in the ice, across the left view, pass it right back, and I'll put it in the net, shot score! Shot score! Shot score! Shot score!
Hi everybody, welcome to this edition of Inside Hockey TV. I'm your host McKenzie Lavoie, coming to you from Studio 73 in downtown Boston. Tim Rosenthal joining me today for our NCAA update. Now, we're going to start off with the Atlantic Conference. Air Force versus RIT. They are in a race for first place. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, it's been a two-team conference for the last couple weeks with those two teams dominating. The two teams, Air Force and RIT, have faced each other in December with each team splitting, and those two teams actually face on the last two games of the year. So should certainly be an interesting race towards the end. And I actually think Air Force, with all the experience they have, Andrew Volkanen in that, and Jock Lamoureux, brother of J.P. Lamoureux from North Dakota last year, is certainly playing his top hockey right now, which you can't ask for more. So it's going to be a great race, and I expect Air Force to come out with a slight edge.
Now moving on to the CHA, we've got Bemina State and Niagara going head-to-head for first place. What do you feel? Who's going to come on top of that one?
Niagara is the preseason favorite. I'm going to stick with them to go forward, and the reason being they have the experience as well. They've been to the last two NCAA tournaments, and Bemidji, a good story right now. They're certainly played the WCHA teams tough, and what could be a preview of them going to the WCHA. More on that later, but it's good for right now. It's a two-team conference, and that's what we expected in a four-team league, but Niagara is going to come out on top, I think.
Now we're going to move on to the CCHA. Now we've got Michigan, Miami, and Notre Dame. Now who will be able to stop either one of those teams, because they're both playing? All three are playing extremely well.
Well, Ohio State is one that comes to mind, and they split with Notre Dame this past weekend up in Columbus. It's certainly a momentum booster for them, defeating the #2 team in the country, who was previously #1. They still have a series with Michigan, and they played Miami tough early in the year. And those are the three best teams, obviously, in the CCHA: Michigan, Miami, and Notre Dame. But Ohio State can creep up in there for sure.
Now you look at this last second half of the season. Now, how important is home ice for the first round of the playoffs? Because you look at the WCHA and there's that race going on for the top 5. Now, how important is that advantage to have?
It's definitely an important advantage, because over the last few years, home ice has been very important. Not too many teams have lost a first-round game, with the exception of the 5-6, 4-7 matchup in the first round of the WCHA playoffs. What's interesting in mind is the top spot with Denver and Wisconsin tied for first. That's obviously really important to get Michigan Tech and Alaska Anchorage in the first round, even though those aren't necessarily easy matchups, but they would be the top two teams. And the third place is obviously important because you get to the bye in the Final Five. And so the top 5 is unquestionably important for home ice, and because the race in the WCHA is so tight, so close to call, you don't know who's going to come out on top every week.
Okay, great. Now, final one, Hockey East. Now, the biggest surprise of the season has been the Northeastern Huskies. Now, they're in Hockey East, very competitive division. They're in first place. They're going into a race with BU as to who's going to take it. Now, BU has an unbelievable team. They remind me a lot of the 95 Terriers. You've got Matt Gilroy, who plays a lot like Chris O'Sullivan, who was Player of the Year. You've got a lot of guys that have come in and been real surprises for the BU Terriers. They're going to be very competitive, especially going head-to-head with Northeastern. What are your thoughts on that race?
It's certainly a great race right now between those two teams. Gilroy's playing his best hockey. All the defensemen, for that matter, are playing their best hockey for BU. And their forwards are doing extremely well. Con Wilson, Hobie candidate for sure. You got Chris Higgins, a senior, Jason Lawrence, a senior, Brandon Yip, a senior. They have the senior leadership. They have the sophomore leadership as well. And then the goaltending is unquestionably been one of their greatest assets, was Kieran Milan in net.
Well, Kieran Milan is doing a a very, very productive job actually replacing John Curry, because after he left, BU struggled a bit. But you look at their team, and a lot of their younger guys have really stepped up too. You look at their junior class, you look at Straight, you look at Greba, who have done amazing jobs as juniors coming in and anchoring their defense. Well, thank you all so much for joining us in this edition of Inside Hockey TV. We hope to see you right back here next time.